when they're attacking her so she can't even make a living, thereby can't pay back the investors. So they're calling that fraud. And I believe we have Alex back right now. You could check that out in last night's InfoWars Nightly News. Alex, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go. You're loud and clear.
Okay. Just to be clear, during the next break, we may go to Skype. We have 3 backups for XM and all the listeners out there. Experimental radio live from an RV with 2 Skypes and a 4G. We have a Skype 4G and access unit coming to you with breaking news and analysis after this break. But yes, they're selling us that humans are evil, humans are bad, humans are scum, humans cause all the problems, humans don't have beautiful potential, humans didn't create Beethoven, humans didn't create science and technology and beauty and love and honor and courage. No, humans are ugly and bad, so die, lay down, give in to the globalists, lay down, give up, you're scum, you're trash, you're ugly, you're filth, while they poison the water and the food to make it a self-fulfilling prophecy, while they deluge us with a culture of death to make us a dying society, and as they create a false ancestral memory and predisposition and pre-belief, a self-fulfilling prophecy that we're all dead, all the newsstands, the world without humans, it's coming, how beautiful it's going to be, the end of humanity. You see it all over Discovery Channel, getting you ready for the bioweapon release, the Moonraker scenario when they go in the underground bunkers. They're preparing their mass murder. Those that come out of the caves will be attacked by Skynet computers. This is the official plan. Mayday emergency situation. Warning to humanity, resist now. Break your trance. Emergency transmission. Emergency transmission.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, bringing back the Bilderberg scoop. Bringing back the Bilderberg poop. No matter what it takes. And Aaron's going to introduce to you in a moment the big Bilderberg leak exclusive. Prisonplanet.tv, Infowars.com info. Some of the documents were tweeted out this morning. Paul Watson's got a whole bunch of them. And we'll continue to send him even more after the show when we have time to get him added to the article he's got coming out at Infowars.com. We've got more of the molestation, the breaking of the will of the American people. TSA now savagely ripping on the breast of all women, crushing genitals, hiring hardcore pedophiles to be the commanders of the operations. This is the hell force being released. Hitler did it, Stalin did it, Mao did it, Kim Jong-il does it. They all do it. They hire criminals. They release the hardcore abusers out to be the secret police enforcers on the police and the military as well as the citizens. That's coming up. Now, because of the way this is set up, you won't be able to see Aaron. We showed the documents last night in a live stream that's going to be posted in Watson's article, but it was shaking all over the place. So, again, the scans are going up soon. I want to go ahead and fade Aaron Dykes up. Aaron Dykes riding shotgun here with me in the InfoWars Mobile Command Center. Tell people the magnitude and the basics before we go to break and come back and get into the documents of how big this Bilderberg leaks are from 1966. Much of this exclusive. This is the head of the UAW in there selling out, in there with an Oklahoma senator who's only been in 2 years, like Obama, being vetted, saying, oh, thank you for teaching me about the global government, how bad U.S. sovereignty is, how NATO will take over in the future, oh, the loving global government. And again, it's the list, it's the invitation, it's the talking points, and then it's his handwritten notes from the meetings while the wise men are speaking. This is a big data cache that anything ever leaked out of their feral nest. Aaron Dykes, InfoWars researcher. Aaron Dykes, give us the data that you've got on this. Preface what's coming up. Give us a synopsis of Bilderberg. The Bilderberg leaks. This is a real leak, ladies and gentlemen, right out of Bilderberg leak. This is restricted, never for publication, written all over it.
It's a huge data dump, Alex. Again, it's from the 1966 Bilderberg Conference in Wiesbaden, Germany. That's right outside of Frankfurt, where even today the U.S. consulate is based and where the basis of Western occupation was located. And we've got signed forms from Prince Bernhard, the founder of the Bilderberg Group. Again, as you mentioned, there's wise men. That's U.S. diplomats connected to Skull and Bones, to the robber barons for more than a century. And it is setting up world government. It's pursuing what we know is their lifelong passion and goal, ending national sovereignty for good and bringing to life all their spheres of international bodies, whether it be the GATT Treaty Organization, whether it be branches of the United Nations, whether it be the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the IMF, and more. They're setting up how to make sure European countries pay money to developed countries for their various schemes. They're also trying to make NATO go hot, not just be kind of a loose organization, but be a binding European Atlantic, that means America and Europe, organization.
Which they got 4 decades later.
That is correct, Alex. And they say it's on the one hand, a militaristic thing to fight the Soviet threat. But even if there is no Soviet threat, they say we would still need NATO to make sure Europe is contained under basically what is American hegemony.
Now tell us, we're going to come back with all of this. They say national sovereignty is the threat. Got to get rid of it. They don't want to give up their sovereignty to NATO and the EU they're setting up. And they go on in the documents because he's writing what the world leaders are saying in their speeches, and then he gets up and gives a speech on it as well. And it's all the big wise men. Tell folks about some of the wise men that are in there saying, we need a threat, we need a threat. Tell folks who the wise men are, who were all at the Bilderberg meeting.
Yeah, the wise men are people who worked with Averell Harriman. He's considered one of the wise men. Prescott Bush, both of them, as you know, were caught funding Nazis during World War II. That connects directly with Prince Bernhard in the Netherlands. The banks there in the Netherlands were the intermediaries, so they could transfer assets easily to Nazi Germany.
They weren't really Nazis. I've gotten more sophisticated in my understanding now. They were setting Hitler up. And Lord Milner documents from the 20s have come out where he was master planning this out of the Royal Institute, and Bilderberg was doing his plan, even after he was dead, to set up a new dictator to wreck Europe, who they would actually fund. That's why their factories, General Motors, IG Farben, Opel, could not be bombed by the bombers, because it was all staged. It was all about killing citizens, wrecking everything, and then selling a world government, the UN, and they say that in these documents. This is incredible. It's all coming up straight ahead. The Bilderberg leaks from 1966, and then Charlie Skelton on Mitt Romney.
We're on the march.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Yeah! Some good music, man, I tell you. All right, I'm sorry, I'm kind of celebrating. I want to thank God here on air that we've had such a devastating victory against the global. That is the answer to tyranny, is courage. Now, occasionally, I just want to tell the network, just whatever we did just now, be total feedback. I'm saying. So whatever's happening there,
I think we're having, we switched to Skype, and then I think that started to feed back into Jones's ear. So this is experimental, and we're doing this, live, and you don't really know how it's going to go out live until you're actually doing it, and you see all the different chains and stuff. We're linked up to the main office up in Minnesota. We're here. Jones and company are on a bus coming down. So it's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but we're making it happen, and I think we have Jones
right
back.
Here, I've got full.
We have you, Alex.
Too bad. Did my little rant to Clutch not go out?
No, your rant to Clutch did go out, and they are a great band.
All right, good. That's very important. Yeah, that's very important. Very stylish beards as well. All right, now maybe Al Qaeda. Now listen, let's get back to what I was saying here. Okay, let's just get back here to this. We're about to give you the big 1966 data dump with Aaron Dykes back there, who's gone over these hundreds and hundreds of pages of documents directly from a secret government archive, the private papers of a senator. We'll go over the names of it, all of it, from the Bilderberg meeting, 1966, Prince Bernhard, all of it. We've got photo shots of that. Watson's got an article coming out soon. Charlie Skelton, the London Guardian, coming up, confirming Mitt Romney was there. This is big. But I want to stop for a moment and talk about Bob Chapman. Bob did die Monday, and I started getting calls at the office. The guys looked and said, no, there was a soccer player named Bob Chapman that died. I went off what they told me. Later, Duke called me and said, no, we found the obituary from yesterday in Florida, and I'm going to have Rob Dew read that obituary here in a moment. I knew 3 months ago he was sick. That's why you stopped hearing him on the Friday show. I said, well, if you're sick, let's just cut back. And then he was on every once in a while, and he was really too sick to do that. Then he said, yeah, I'm coming back to the U.S., but that's private. Then last week, his family announced he was here with pancreatic cancer. I was at Bilderberg, didn't know that was authorized to talk about, so I still didn't. And then I hoped he wasn't dead yesterday, and we were incorrect. He died on Monday, and the obituary came out yesterday. So everybody that was calling us, you are correct. But that's a side issue. The point is he's dead, and it's very, very sad, and I wish he wasn't dead, obviously. We have a video live feed archive, Bob Chapman, Defender of Life, at Infowars.com, and I'd appreciate everybody to get that video where I eulogize Bob out to everybody, and I do plan to while we're trying to get all this Bilderberg news collated, we shot in high def when we get back tonight and things ready for the nightly news, Thursday night, Friday night, maybe even tonight. And while we try to get all these documents ready, we're going to try to go back over 15 years, almost 15 years, start interviewing Bob in about 97, 98, of Bob together so we can remember Bob properly sometime next week. But that is up there, and he did die. He was down in Mexico, Germany. He was all over the world. Last place he was at was Mexico, and I knew that, but nobody really else did. But Bob is now gone. We love you, Bob. His funny voice, one of my mom's favorite guests. You know, she liked Bob Chapman, and she likes Gerald Celente. And she doesn't like some other people, but I'll just leave it at that. But if my mom likes you, we know you're good. And he's dead, like we're all going to end up being. So defend life, defend the species, defend the future. That's what matters. Everybody comes and goes. But what matters is what we do today and that we're honorable and that we have courage. And Bob had buckets of that. And I love you, Bob. So happy trails, compadre. Happy trails, my friend. Happy trails, buddy. Again, that's really all I can say. You were a really funny, smart, nice guy who for 45 years, I looked it up, fought the New World Order toe-to-toe. They planted hand grenades on him, death threatened him, set him up over and over again, and he finally left the U.S., a decade ago, and he came back to die with his family in Florida. So, again, via con Dios, my friend.
And Alex, he died a free man. He didn't die in a prison. He died on his feet.
I'm going to now have Rob Dew give us some comments about Bob Chapman and read from the official statement. Rob Dew.
This is from the Ott Laughlin Funeral Home, where you can go and actually sign his guest book, which I'll tell you guys what I wrote in a second. But in memory of Robert Chapman, October 16th, 1935 to June 4th, 2012. Robert Bob Chapman, age 76, of Winter Haven, Florida, formerly of Mexico, died Monday, June 4th, 2012, due to pancreatic cancer. He was born October 16th, 1935, in Boston, Massachusetts, the son of John Chapman and Ruth Donnelly Chapman. Bob was a veteran of the U.S. Army, a writer of a newsletter discussing finances and economics, and a regular radio commentator discussing politics, as well as economics and finances. It was the International Forecaster. For those of you who don't know, it was a great newsletter, and a lot of people subscribe to it. Most of his working life, he served as a stockbroker. Bob is survived by his wife of 47 years, Judith Judy Dabrowski Chapman, son Robert Michael Chapman, daughter Jennifer Galati, and her husband Matt, sisters Dorothy Trecker and Joan Lotz, and 4 grandchildren. Committal services are Wednesday, June 6, 2012 at 1 p.m. at Glen Abbey Memorial Gardens. So they're about to go on, it looks like, about 20 minutes. Auburndale, Florida. Condolences may be sent to the family at Off Laughlin Funeral Home. And there's a lot of guest book signings. This is what I wrote. Our condolences to Bob's family. We have lost a great hero and true champion of freedom. He will be missed. We love you, Bob, Alex Jones, and the InfoWars team. And I'm going to submit that now. And you can go read other guest book signings from other people. Lots of people have been signing this. Bob, you'll be sorely missed. I tuned in faithfully to RBN, GCN to catch Bob whenever he was a guest. I feel a personal sense of loss having never met him personally, but that's how much he touched my life. Our condolences to the Chapman family, and thank you for sharing with us these years. We will miss your unparalleled wisdom and knowledge, and delivered with a wonderful, calm voice. And that's one thing I think that we are going to really miss about Bob Chapman, is the way he was able to bring us very serious news about our future. And he did it, with love and compassion and a calmness that I don't know a lot of people could deliver. A lot of people, it's hard. It's hard to take this information being calm, because it's pretty scary out there. But Bob was able to deliver it time and time again, with that calm demeanor, and just that steadfastness that he'd been in this fight before and he knew what he was up against and he didn't care what the consequences were. And Bob died a free man. And that's what we should all strive to be, is die as free